taking a break from the festivities, my lord? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. Of course you can't see me. I'm right above you, my lord. Up here, on the ceiling. Hi there. This must be the first time you've ever looked directly at me. What a strange feeling. I think I enjoy it. Oh, I've been watching you for a very long time. You just never noticed me. Did I say something weird again? Ah, I understand now. Yes, what I meant to say is that I've been watching over you for a very long time. To protect you from anyone with bad intentions, you see. That's right, dear. I'm Alexia, your personal guardian angel. Every diplomatic meeting you attended, every walk outside the palace, every night you spent away from your own room, I was there, watching and waiting. So I suppose you'll be thanking me now on your mother's behalf. You know, for years of loyal service to your family. Well, I overheard your conversation with Her Majesty earlier. But wouldn't have been rude of me to interrupt? You royals do so love your etiquette. So I figured I'd wait to introduce myself until you were alone. I knew it would only be a matter of time until you needed a little break from all that socializing. Oh, there's no need to justify yourself to me, darling. I know all too well how annoying crowds can be. There's something comforting in being alone in the dark without any noise. Don't you think? Oh, and why exactly should I come down there, dear prince? I'm quite comfortable up here, you know. Why don't you come up here and join me instead? I'll even spin you a nice and cozy little web. Her Majesty said something like that to me once. You humans are quite odd, aren't you? What difference does it make if I'm up here or standing right in front of you? It changes nothing about our conversation. Face to face as equals, I see. You wish to admire my face. Is that it? Capture it in your memories so you can draw it next time you are alone in your chamber. No. I understand perfectly. Perhaps I will come down there after all. I'd very much like to get a closer look at your face, too. Hold just a moment. There we go. Is this close enough to be considered your equal, my lord? Or perhaps, is this more to your liking? Oh, that's a shame. I quite like being this close to you. Then how about this distance? Is this fine? Splendid. So now we can talk as equals, yes? Well, go ahead. What questions do you have for your equal? Yes, yes, it is as you say. I do not like being seen by many people at once. It makes me feel very uneasy. A person who is visible is vulnerable, my lord. You can only keep track of so many pairs of eyes at once, and the pair you lose sight of might be the one making a move against you. But from the shadows, one can watch everything and everyone undisturbed. True, but a little magic goes a long way. Even a centaur like Lady Stella could hide in plain sight if she knew how to use the kind of magic that I'm using. It's not just something you can learn from a tomb, darling. You have to find yourself a master first, which, by itself, is already quite difficult. Then comes the arduous task of convincing them to teach you. Oh, yes, I'm quite certain I could tutor you, but I won't. If I teach you how to become invisible, you'll be able to hide that pretty face of yours from me. And I don't like the idea of that. Well, there are other reasons too. If you do it wrong, you might end up becoming invisible forever. Or just stop existing entirely. Exactly. It's wonderful that you're so curious. But this isn't just regular magic where the worst thing that can happen is being burned or electrocuted. If you mess up here, well, you won't even be able to regret your mistakes. Oh, it's very sweet of you to be so concerned about me, darling. But there's nothing to worry about. I don't make mistakes. So, do you have any other questions that aren't related to my forbidden shadow magic? Ooh, that's a good one. But I don't think you really want to know the answer to that, sweetie. It might scare you into becoming a hermit, you know? The number of people that try to harm you is rather high. All right. But don't say I didn't warn you. Over the last 5 years, I've fought off, let's see, I would say over 100 assassins. Most of them were amateurs, really. Only a couple of them were really skilled enough to prove even slightly of a challenge, but even they underestimated just how well protected you were. Catching harmful little pests before they can do any damage has always been a specialty of mine. Kind but naive words. I am like an artist, sweet prince. I cannot tolerate imperfections in my own work. A single step in the wrong direction, or a mere second of delay, it could result in grave consequences for the both of us. Honestly, I kind of like to think myself as more of a weaver of fate rather than a bodyguard. It seems like a more fitting title considering how important my work is, don't you think? Without me, you might not reach your happily ever after. Speaking of happily ever afters, there is one fate I would like to weave for myself that yet eludes me. But perhaps you and I can make it a reality, now that I no longer need to hide myself from you. I want to marry you. You know, walk down the aisle, say our vows, kiss, live a life of bliss, have a few children, quarrel about the silly little things, and then apologize to each other. Because I like you, and I want you to be mine. Why else? Oh. Well, I don't think it's strange at all. I have watched you for 5 years now, darling. Exactly how long is a lady supposed to wait until she's allowed to fall in love? Others may fall in love with the idea of a person, but I've had the privilege of seeing the real you. The one that exists only behind closed doors. I've heard you vent your anger, sometimes justified, and sometimes not. I've seen your tears, shed in secret to maintain a stoic image. And I've witnessed your joy at something as simple as receiving a letter from a friend. I don't see why I should judge you for such things. I don't care that you are flawed. What matters is that you always try to be your best self. That is why I admire you. That's true. But I'm very willing to step out of the shadows if it means you'll reciprocate my feelings. We all have to make small sacrifices for the things or people we love. Of course. I'd say you can take all the time you'd like to think it over, but you really shouldn't delay too much. My darling, you honestly really only have until the end of the day. Oh, your mother is not bluffing, sweetie. If you don't show her someone you intend to marry, she is going to introduce you to someone you will have to marry for the sake of the kingdom. From what I've gathered, the person Her Majesty may marry you off to is someone you won't particularly like. Just trust me when I say you're better off making a choice for yourself. Now, you should probably go back to the Grand Hall, sweetie. That old friend of yours is still waiting to talk to you, and she seemed a bit nervous. It's probably best to not keep her waiting too long. Oh, and, one more thing. If you end up deciding you'd like to take me as your beloved wife, you should come up to my room and tell me in person, away from prying eyes. I'm not telling you where it is. You have to find it for yourself. I'll leave a few webs around the halls to give you some hints. Don't worry. I'll place them somewhere the maids can't easily clean them up. Now, off you go, sweetie. And remember, I'll be watching you. Always.